What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with more Konosuba, and today we're going to be talking about the new battle arena. Now, we talked about this the other day in a little bit of detail, but today I really want to go in here and I want to build a team and see what we can do as far as damage is concerned. Now, before I go into this, I want to say, okay, my best score thus far is this 1.7 mil. It's not a bad score by any stretch, but I want to emphasize this. That score was achieved with the prior team on an auto run with no team modifications whatsoever. Okay? So, let's kind of discuss why that's the case and what's going on with this. So, first things first, our opponent. Okay? Beware of light magic attacks and bind attacks. Enemies are relatively weak to poison, bind, and magic attacks. So really we want to focus on magic. Now we could focus on poison and things like that. But as you can see, since it is a light unit, we are going to basically be recommended to run a dark team. So the team that I had built before, we're going to ignore this here, was pretty much like that. Wasn't even that. Let's go back out here because I still have the team around here somewhere. Where'd they go? Yeah, that's the team I ran before. It was just my win team from last battle arena. I ran this team, and admittedly it was probably an RNG thing, but let's just do a quick trial run and just get a baseline, okay? And we're going to compare this baseline and the max to what we're going to get with a custom-built team that's designed to take this on with some dark units on it. So, just once again, you're going to auto-run this. Okay, Megami got the last shot. That's absolutely perfect. That's what we want, because that's going to build our prereg gauge. Okay, Megami, kill him. Perfect! Exactly. This is working out just immaculately. Okay, now we want to get Megami's SA out before anybody else's. Okay, she only hit for 16k, but she didn't have any buffs or anything like that. And now we've got our healer in, and we're just going to kind of go to town. And notice that our healer came in slot 4. I'm going to explain why that's going to be important and why we're going to replicate it on the new build. But for now, let's just keep going and see what kind of numbers we get. Now, we're about to lose old girl here. All right, she got her SA. That's perfect. It's going to buff everybody up. And we got some healing out of it, too, which is really nice. So there we go. She is not doing good, though. There we go. So the numbers don't look phenomenal, all right? We're about 125 with about 10 seconds left to go. 132. So it was a strong start, but I think we kind of lost something along the way, if I'm totally honest here. But 140, 147. Okay. So we're probably going to finish this up at like 1.4 mil. Maybe. Maybe. Oof. God, that's even worse than I thought. But I will say the one that's just, I don't know what happened. That fell apart at some point. But the 1.7 was with that same team. So somewhere dead center is where we are. Let's just say for the sake of argument, it's like a 1.4. Okay? 1.4 mil with a team that was not basically designed to take this on. Now 1.7 is probably like literally the end all be all, probably the upper echelon of the amount of damage we'd be able to do. But here's the thing. If we're going to come in and we're going to build a team, we need to include some dark units. So this is the team that I have built. Now, I have a ton of dark units on this team. Well, let's say a ton. 2 dark units on this team. 2 and that's it. Okay? That is Yun, who basically is here to more or less just kind of do dark damage and buff the team. Because remember, her SA does significant boost to magic attack for all allies for 16 seconds. Then we've got Arue. And she's here just, once again, do some dark attack, but also dark magic damage to all enemies. We probably should unlock her extra attack. Let's see, what does this do? Dark magic damage to all enemies and significant reduction of their magic defense. To be fair, she also reduces magic defense, so we really don't need that. And since it's an AoE skill, it is what it is. Now, Amelia is mostly here as a healer. And there's some question as to whether keeping her on the 4th run or the 5th run would be sufficient. But let's just do an auto run here and see if we can kind of compare what happens. Now, preferably, once again, I'd like to have Megumin kind of finish off our opponents. That way, she's getting... Oh, just like that. That way, she's getting the majority of the SA boost. She's going to get her SA off first and foremost. And all the buffs and debuffs that are going to come with everyone else's SAs. Oof, she didn't get to do that one, but that's all right. The buffs and debuffs that come with everybody else's SAs are mostly going to apply to the later units. But she did still get her SA off first. 21,000 looked like that was a pretty good hit. Let's see what more we can do. So this is going to buff everybody's skills. That's going to debuff. Probably should have had Wiz do her attack first. But, you know, it is what it is. There we go. That is going to change the numbers a little bit. We already are seeing some significantly better numbers. But unless we can break like 205k, I don't think we're going to beat that 1.7 mil. But right now we're at 175. Oof! And look at that. Everybody's hurting right now. Amelia. Now, the downside is Amelia's not going to be able to heal Wiz. Oh, and we just lost Wiz. Bruh, he could have attacked anybody else and we would have been fine. But he had to attack her. So we already know that there's going to be some, you know, RNG issues here. And there's going to be some damage left in there. But actually, 225? We didn't quite beat the event, though. But 225 is good. And he hits stupid hard. So actually, that score is higher. Now, I will say, in my other practice runs, let's do one more practice run. In my other practice run, my score was much, much, much lower. It's like 1.4 with the same team. So remember, there is still like an RNG factor here. And obviously, you know, we do want... we want to make sure that Megumin is getting her SA off as quickly as possible. She's mostly just here kind of as an AoE unit to clean house. The downside is with her not getting her SA, or not getting the kills, that means her SA is going to happen a little bit later than everybody else's. Let's see if I can plan this out, though. Oh, perfect. She did it just right anyway. So that's absolutely immaculate. So everybody else is going to do their... I really would prefer Wiz do hers first, but... once again, I don't have a huge amount of power here. All right. Now, I wouldn't be mad if the dragon took out Wiz. But if he takes out Wiz, he's got to leave somebody else there. And she really is like the tankiest. That's one of the main reasons we use her, because she is so incredibly tanky. Now, the downside is I'm not too concerned. It's not the end of the world, but I would prefer Wiz be gone or ROA be gone, because remember, the SA from Union will increase damage attack, or will increase magic damage, whereas everybody else's skill is pretty much gonna do magic defense reduction. But we got some good numbers out here, 235, so we got a good run in. Not phenomenal, not great. But a 189, that's actually still the biggest number. So if you're looking to build a team, I was initially, based on the numbers I saw, going to say you don't necessarily need to focus on Dark. I will say Dark will definitely give you the edge in battle, but if there's one thing that's true here, I got a 1.7 with a team that had no business getting this, and if you pay really close attention to the build here, we have the crossover from Megumin, we have Christmas Wiz. They're staples on this team. We have Amelia from her own ReZero crossover. She's a really good healer. The number one reason we use her is because of her healing and everything she gets with that skill. So then we just got 2 Dark units as our main DPSs. And that's kind of how you are going to build all these teams going forward. These are really just cookie-cutter teams at this point. And if it doesn't make any sense, go look at what these teams do. Really pay mostly attention to the SAs. Now, each one of their skills is really good. You need to look at all the skills, you need to address what they're doing, and really think about it from fight to fight. You know, obviously, like I said, with Megumin, to use her as an example, skill 1, okay? And I can't read it on the screen there. I'll have to bring it up here. Skill 1 is a... come on. Light magic damage to all enemies and moderate boost to magic attack for all allies. So it's going to give magic boost to everybody. That's really nice. You want to make sure that's in play when essays are going off. Then obviously skill 2 is to do light magic damage to all enemies and minor boost to agility. So everything she does is really, really, really good. So you want to pay attention to all the skills. Pay attention to skill 1, skill 2. Think about what order you want them to go in. Ideally, obviously. But you do have a little bit of control of that, but not an insane amount. But then look at the essays. Case in point, like, obviously we know Megumin is just going to peace out. I'm going to do her S1. As of current, there's not a huge reason to do her second essay. It's very, very rare that comes in handy. Usually it's in fire type fights. That's about the only time it really does, to be honest with you. But Yun boosts magic attack. Okay, and I talked about it before. Wiz decreases magic defense and boosts agility, or reduction of their agility. So remember I was saying I wouldn't be mad if Wiz went, because if I look at what Aru does, come on girl, dark magic damage to all enemies. Oh, I don't have her secondary skill, but her secondary skill does debuff magic damage, or I'm sorry, magic defense. So that's, I don't have it unlocked, but I don't need it. And since it's an AoE, actually, I'd take that back. I think it would probably be better if she left and Wiz stayed. So that's a slight modification there. That's why I say you got to pay attention to these. These are huge. They make a huge, huge, huge difference. And you need to tune them and plan for, when you want each one to go off. Because like I said, ideally, I would like to have Wiz and then Union do her essay. But when you're auto-running it, you don't always get the vast majority of selections. You can finagle it a little bit and whatnot, but, you only have a limited number. But that's pretty much how you're going to build your team for this battle arena. Let me know what teams you're using in the comments, as well as what kind of numbers you're getting. And per usual, I'm not going to do a manual run and embarrass myself, because I'm still tragically bad at those. But I'm going to keep working on this team and hopefully get this team up and hopefully crack 2 mil with it. I know this team, if you actually check the rankings, there's similar teams, not exactly identical teams, but similar teams in the top 1,000 that are hitting 2.4 mil. So I'm going to continue working on my teams, see if I can get some better scores out. But for now, like, comment, and share. Go build yourself a team and let me know in the comments what you got. I'll catch you guys on the next one.